Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
All right, so let's get into this very quickly since Raw has been out for quite some time, and most of you already know what's happened or what's going on. The show opened up with Rio. They came out there to celebrate their championship victory. It was not, it didn't last long. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez came out to basically tell them that while they had every right to celebrate, they really should be more focused on keeping the titles because Liv claims she never lost the titles. Therefore, that makes her the rightful owner of the championships. And she demanded that they give them back to her or they would do what they always do as Judgment Day and take them. Of course, Rio wasn't having it. But in the midst of that conversation, that is when our resident role model and her friend Lyra Valkyria came out and also staked their claim to the tag team titles. This led to a brawl between the two teams, even involving the Kabuki Warriors taking out the current champions. Everybody's fighting, and then this led to one half of the team being thrown out of the ring, and it left the Kabuki Warriors in there attacking Roxanne and Lyra Valkyria. Lyra ended up getting thrown out of the way by Asuka, and of course, Io and Rhea took it upon themselves to take out both Asuka and Kairi Sane, making it very clear that they were backing down from no challengers. This led to a match later on in the night, a triple threat match between the two teams to determine the number one contender for Saturday night's main event. Okay. This was the match that was scheduled to go off in Dusseldorf tonight. And of course, everything happened and went off without a bang. The girls had their match. Everybody was fighting. It seemed like it was even kill. But Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez were able to survive, and they won the right to challenge Rio at Saturday night main event. Personally, I'm not really interested, but if that's what you like, I ain't gonna shit on it, do you? CM Punk came out there at the top of the hour. Not you just not watching it. Oh boy. CM Punk came out at the top of the hour to basically tell everybody, I'm champ and I told you I would be champion. And now I'm looking to new fighters. I'm looking to new challengers. And that's when Finn Balor came out. But not before Finn Balor was scolded by Liv Morgan. Essentially, they went in the back and Liv Morgan was looking for praise from Finn Balor. And Finn Balor was not paying attention to anything that they did. Personally, I don't fucking blame him. They do this shit all the time. So what am I supposed to be looking to? Okay, great. Finn was sitting there playing 2K25 and she came back there and was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was just like, what? What's wrong? What's up? She was like, okay, like you told everybody that you was gonna be carrying Judgment Day on your back, but it looked like you just sitting on your ass playing fucking video games. Now, me and Roxanne, we're going after the tag team titles. Even Raquel is going out and making things happen for herself. What the fuck are you doing? She was like, you know what? You need to get it together. Because this doesn't look like the Judgment Day is riding on your back. And Roxanne and them all mad. She like, well, she got a point, Finn. I'm like, y'all don't know what Finn trying to do. Really, there was no opening for him to do anything. CM Punk hadn't gotten there yet, but he's there now. And so Finn was like, y'all just wait and see what I do. Which patience is a virtue. Is the best way to explain it. Finn went out there while CM Punk cut his promo. And of course, Finn made it very clear that he heard that little speech that CM Punk gave a few weeks back, where he said he wanted to face against new challengers, and Finn Balor was one of them. Okay? And Finn Balor was like, listen, I heard you out back there when you said you wanted to face me. So he like, I'm calling my shot right now. And then CM Punk was like, well, bitch, if you ready, then let's go. Let's get Dusseldorf a real show. And he was like, while I would love to take your championship here, there is nothing better than winning a title in your hometown of Belfast. So I think that we should have this fight in Belfast, Ireland next Monday. And of course, CM Punk obliged, okay? Do you know what, Don? I said the same fucking thing. And it's not even because I want Finn to get another title, because that is one of the reasons why. But I truly believe that if you're going to be on the road to a reset, the only way you're going to reset is if we start moving in a totally different direction, which is what it seems like is happening on Monday Night Raw right now. So let's get into that. But I would not be mad if Finn beat him. Like, honestly and truly, I would not be mad about that. Finn getting that championship is just like, I guess you could equate it to Drew getting his title. It was a long time coming. Finn deserved that title multiple times over, if we're being honest. And if we're being really fair, he should have been the one to set the tone for the inaugural championship when they first introduced it. I'm just saying. True. You're right. Any whoosies. So next week is going to be CM Punk versus Finn Balor. This is also going to be a special start time for Monday Night Raw. It's going to be at 3 p.m. rather than at 2 p.m. this week or next week. Okay. So we're moving on. Okay. CM Punk had his speech. There was no interruption. There was no Brian Breaker. There was nothing. Brian Breaker didn't show up until his boys had a match with two of the people who cost him his title, at least in his eyes. Now, let's keep it real. The only reason why Dragon Lee and Penta and Rey Mysterio were out there in the first place was because the Vision were out there. If the Vision had kept their asses in the back, there would have been no interference from Rey, Dragon, or Penta. That's just true tea. Now, fast forward to today. There was a tag team match between the four men. And unfortunately, this match never really got a chance to finish because Brian Breaker was pissed and took his anger out on them. He speared Dragon Lee, took him out. He took out Penta. Everybody that was in his path that's not on his squad got taken out with a spear, and they got tsunami'd at some point. This led to Adam Pearce coming out, and I want y'all to be very clear about what happened, because what's going to happen with Paul is a master manipulator, and he's going to spin this as if Adam Pearce can't control himself, when the reality is that Brian Breaker cannot control himself. But because Adam was the one who was angry and he grabbed Brian Breaker's arm, that's how they're going to spin it and place the blame on Adam Pearce. which more than likely will lift the suspension for Bron Breakker and probably put Adam Pearce on suspended leave and put a temporary GM in place, which may give Don his precious heel GM for a little bit of time. If not, make it permanent that he's the heel GM. With all that being said, let me explain. So Bron Breakker's in the ring, pissed off, unhinged, and completely crashing out on everybody. Pearce grabs his arm and turns him around. He's berating him. What the hell are you doing? Are you out of your mind? And the immediate reaction from Breakker is to grab Pearce, shove him in the corner, and tell him to shut the hell up. You don't know what the hell, going off on him. They're trying to get Breakker off of Pearce. Pearce is trying to push Breakker off of him. Can't get him off. They finally get him off, get Breakker out of the ring, and Pearce is still going off. He is irate. Breakker is walking down, and instead of Pearce staying in the ring, he gets out of the ring and follows them down. Paul and Logan are telling him, listen, you have got to back off. He's not listening to reason. He will kill you if you leave it, if you keep coming after him. Adam's not trying to hear that shit. Adam get him the hell out of my arena. Now in the back, once they go to commercial and come back, Adam's backstage, and Adam follows Breakker because Breakker is still pissed, and he tells Breakker straight up, you are suspended indefinitely. You put your hands on your boss, you are out of here. And of course, Bronson Reed's looking like like a deer in headlights. But it was the calm and collected aspect of Paul Heyman that gives me pause. You see, the bureaucratic tape of Adam Pearce is in their way. They don't like that. So what do you do in order to get rid of a bureaucrat that isn't on your side? You got to push him to the breaking point. You got to keep pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. If you go back and watch Monday Night Raw, when Adam Ant shows up and he's looking for Bron Breakker, the very first thing that Paul Heyman does is he puts his hand on Adam Pearce's door, specifically on the nameplate. Okay, look, I have never been an idiot, but human behavior always dictates what's coming next. And Paul is very readable. Although he's a manipulator, he does like to play games with people's minds. But sometimes you can't help when you're foreshadowing. You can't help when you're telling stories with your body. Your body will often speak before your mind does or your mouth does. This man stood in front of that door and he looked at Adam Pearce's door on some this is going to be your last time type of shit. Really go back and watch the first time you see Paul and Adam interact on this Monday Night Raw, because I promise you what I'm telling you is true. He looked at that man's door and he kind of had this somber ass, sinister look on his face. Adam asked him where Bron Breakker was. And he says, well, he's not here. And he says, when he gets here, keep him in line or we're going to have a problem. And he was like, well, if and when he gets here, I'm sure he'll be just fine. It was like he kind of wrote everything off because Adam knew he was going to be acting like a bull in a china shop when he got into that arena because he was mad about losing the title. Quite frankly, the problem here is your homeboys. Your homeboys left you in the ring and they were supposed to come out there to help you, which I don't understand. For what? You were supposed to be able to beat CM Punk sight unseen. He's an old man, remember? You said that you got him on speed, you got him on mental capacity, you got him on agility, athleticism, you got him on everything, but you couldn't get the job done. Even with help, you couldn't get the job done. So you're acting like a petulant child, running through the arena attacking people because you can't get your fucking way. Now, Paul Heyman has structured this so that the fall guy is going to be Pearce. Pearce is going to be the one to eat the problem. It's going to be his fault. If they don't suspend him temporarily, he's going to be fired. And when they do, somebody's going to be installed as either a temporary GM or they're going to be installed as the permanent GM, and they're going to wreak havoc on Monday Night Raw. The heels are going to have the control of Monday Night Raw, and we're going to be suffering, I would say, for at least a year or two. That general manager, if they put in a new one, it's either that or they're going to handcuff Pierce. He's going to be handicapped when it comes to the vision. If he does anything that they remotely deem to be over the top, and they're demonizing him, or they're coming after them, they're going to use that as a leverage to get rid of them. These are the only three possibilities that's going to happen. Now listen. Paul made it very clear to Adam once Adam issued the suspension to Bron Breakker that he made a major mistake. Adam was like, "You damn right, Breakker made a mistake." He was like, "No, I don't mean him. I mean you. Because from my vantage point, you put your hands on Breakker first." And this is where the catalyst comes in. This is how they're going to get him, which sucks. That sucks for Adam Pierce, okay? But it also sucks for the show in general, right? Because there's not going to be any balance. Now, not only are you going to have somebody controlling the show, but that person is also going to be in Paul Heyman's back pocket. So the bureaucratic tape is going to be lifted, is all I'm going to tell you. And it's going to make life very difficult for the superstars on Monday Night Raw. Completely in kayfabe, honestly. Okay? I want Finn to win, but knowing Triple knows Punk is going to retain. I wouldn't be so sure about that. I mean, we were completely sure that Cody was going to retain against Drew. He did not. Drew McIntyre is your WWE World Champion. He is the champion right now. And it couldn't have gone any better for Drew McIntyre. The way that he set himself up to win with the 3 stages of hell, Cody couldn't touch him before the match. Everything was stacked against Cody. And then there was an anomaly. There was a factor that came into play that he did not even assess for, and that was Jacob. And even that worked out in his favor. So I don't know about that. I think that things are changing, and the predictions are going to be harder and harder now because everybody is pissed, and I think they're truly listening to what people are saying about the product. They don't like it, and WWE's like, fine, now we're going to start fucking some shit up. And if that's the case, we're about to be in for a wild ride. Okay? Well, Kiana's a SmackDown superstar. So, and she's currently managing Julia. So I'm not sure as to how that would work out. Not quite sure as to how that would work out, but I mean, go off if that's how you feel. Any whoosies. So we've covered everything else. Let's talk about some of the matches that happened on the show. That best match of the night obviously was Javon Evans going up against, I think his name is Rhea. I'm not sure. But anyways, this was a good match. I like the matchup between these two. Javon Evans just looked great. He shined. He was soaring today. He was flying real high. Everybody was enjoying themselves. The German crowd was incredible. And Javon Evans was able to escape getting beat up by all 3 members of El Grande Americano's little crew. So it was a win-win for Javon Evans, and he got his first win on Monday Night Raw as an official Raw superstar. So you gotta love that one. Okay. Now Raquel's big ass was out there, and unfortunately, she's very proud of her work. Everything she's done to Stephanie these last couple of weeks. I mean, between her and Nikki Bella, I don't understand the complex of your attitudes. You say stuff like you were screwed out of a title, and I'm sorry, but no, you weren't. You wrestled her in a triple threat match. The only person who screwed you out of anything was Nikki Bella, and you chose to leave her alone and attack the champion when she was wounded, which is very, very weird to me. It's weird behavior because my thing is, if you're the biggest, the strongest, the bestest, the roughest, the toughest, as you continue to say, And then you had the audacity to call yourself Big Sexy today. And bitch, let me tell you something. Let me tell you one blessed thing, ho. One blessed thing. There is only one Big Sexy in the WWE. One. And his name is Kevin Nash. We will never, ever acknowledge you as no Big Sexy bitch. Never. So please don't. Please do not. Let's not even go there. Don't call it that. Don't say that. Don't even make it even close, bitch. Because it's not okay. We are not okay with the imagery. I don't like it. This is the only Big Sexy I will ever acknowledge. Okay, we not playing no games with you. This is it. This is it. That is Big Sexy. That's it. Now Raquel had her ass out there with Michael all in Michael's face, punking him out. I don't know why Michael was jumping and was so scared of her. I was like, girl, you can't even bust a grape. Shit. She's standing up there hollering and screaming at Michael, talking about, you've been watching, you seen how I've been screwed. The only time you were screwed was 2 times, and I remember it indefinitely. It was around the time that Nia Jax had returned to WWE. Nia stole opportunities from you, and you did not go and get your opportunity back. You basically got your ass whooped, and then you let her take away your opportunities. That's the first time. The second time was Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella came in and jumped right in front of your ass when you had already waited for her to have her match and it was over and done with. The bitch just kept attacking Stephanie and got her wish to be a part of this triple threat. She also attacked you and you let her slide and didn't do shit about it. Now, fast forward later, y'all have y'all triple threat match, and instead of you focusing on her getting rid of Stephanie and then tenderizing up motherfucking Nikki, because she's the weak link in the match. Take out the one that you can take down the most, and that's Nikki. Why did you just let her go? And then you got thrown out of the ring. You stayed outside of the ring majority of the match, and Stephanie was able to pin Nikki Bella. You're mad, claiming that she screwed you out of the title shot when all Stephanie did was make it easier for you to make it so that you could get a title shot evenly and Nikki could get one, because both of y'all was complaining and bitching about not having your title shot. Me personally, I wouldn't have given Nikki Bella a motherfucking thing. She already had a title shot that she lost. There was no need for the triple threat. Okay? Now, you, on the other hand, lost the triple threat fair and square. Where the fuck was your antennas when she was pinning the girl? You didn't get up and come in the ring and pull her out. You didn't force the match to continue. Your ass left it where it was. So now you want to attack Stephanie now that she's wounded. You want to come out there and attack her every week and be real proud of your shit. Oh, you real happy. You out there cheesing and smiling. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, yeah, I attacked her and I'm going to keep doing it until I get what I want. All right, bet. So every time you attack her, let's spin reality for a second. Let's spin the block. Every time you attack this woman on her foot, you think that somehow leads you closer to the motherfucking title. Meanwhile, the bitch is injured. So tell me how she gonna heal faster so you can get the title shot. I will wait. I just want to know how she gonna heal fast enough to get the title, to give you the title shot, if you keep busting her in the leg every time you see her. And Stephanie better than me, because I'd have came out there with a sledgehammer and tore her ass up. There's no way that I'm going to keep letting the bitch attack me and I got a target on my body somewhere and she keep coming after me. Because I don't wait till she go in the back where she cheesing and smiling and bust her in the back of one of them roadie carts. I'm ruthless as hell. I will pick up a damn rack and knock your ass out with it. That's crazy. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to let you keep doing that. Meanwhile, she out there doing an interview. Stephanie come out there and interrupt. She walks her ass to the back. She's on the sideline and Stephanie's like, I will defend this title and you want it, come get it. Then that's when Raquel went out there, busted her in the back. kicked her in the leg, and then took her title and bust her in the leg with the title. Stood up over her with the title over her head, cheesing and smiling, and then walked her ass away. It's about to be a lot more of that. Trust me. Now look, AJ Styles and Gunther had their match. They ran it back to explain what was going on between them. And baby, listen. Just keep it short and sweet. Gunther cheated. Gunther tapped to the calf crusher on AJ's left side. It might have been his right. Then once he tapped, AJ got up because a tap means that, the match is over. However, the referee did not see it. So it doesn't count. When he walked back over to Gunther to scold him and take him out, Gunther low-blowed him. The ref didn't see it because he was telling Alicia to continue the match. And that's when he was able to powerbomb AJ Styles. Now, when the ref turned around, he saw AJ cupping his balls and shit. And Gunther quickly grabbed him, powerbombed him, and won the match. Now, they've dubbed Gunther the career killer. Which, sure. They gave Randy Orton the legend killer. So now Gunther is the career killer. Awesome. This was the closing scene of Dusseldorf, Germany. Gunther was high and happy and just living his best life, child. He was happy he won, child. And now let's talk about Obafemi. From my understanding and from what I heard, Obafemi is supposed to be scheduled to show up on Monday Night Raw. Now, is it possible that he could go to SmackDown? Yes, it's very possible. But I think that he is actually going to go to Raw. I don't think he's going to show up in SmackDown. Now, like I said, Brian Breaker attacked Adam Pearce today, but according to Paul, the attack was warranted because Adam put his hands on Brian Breaker first. And that is where you need to focus. If you ever get the chance, go back and watch Monday Night Raw, and you will see how Paul Heyman's little subtleties make a big difference. There are 3 different scenarios that this could pan out, and all of them still work out in Paul Heyman's favor. Paul Heyman could take this above Adam Pearce's head, get the suspension lifted, and severely cripple Adam Pearce's ability to govern Monday Night Raw. He also could go and get Adam Pearce suspended because by his logic, technically, Adam Pearce put his hands on Braun Breaker first. So the WWE could consider Pearce a liability, temporarily suspend him, and then investigate the situation. In that temporary suspension, they either could install a temporary GM or they couldn't have a GM at all. And it'll be the Wild Wild West for Monday Night Raw. Or they could have Nick doing double duty and actually governing Raw and SmackDown in Pearce's place. Don't know. But like I said, there are 3 scenarios. Pearce gets fired, Pearce gets suspended, or his power is severely diminished. Either way, that doesn't bode well for Monday Night Raw and the landscape. That emboldens the vision, gives them more power over the masses, and allows them to do whatever they want to do as long as they hold the power. If they're able to cut the bureaucratic tape, then now there's nothing stopping them from doing whatever it is that they want to do. That means all titles are in play. That means more than likely Logan Paul in the very near future is going to be your new Intercontinental Champion. That also means that Austin Theory and Bronson Reed could very well, very soon become your new tag team champions. And that also means that the World Heavyweight Championship is in danger of heading into the hands of a man who can barely control himself, and that is Braun Breaker. It means that by SummerSlam, the Vision will have full control of Monday Night Raw. if this pans out the way that I think it will. It's a great story, isn't it? I guess we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Your women's tag team championships are being contested by the former tag team champions in Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan are both contesting or challenging the new tag team champions Rhea for those titles at Saturday Night Main Event on January 24th. And of course, CM Punk and Finn Balor are going to battle it out to determine who will be the champion. Is it going to be everyone's favorite from Chicago, CM Punk, or is it going to be your new hometown hero in Finn Balor when they show up in Belfast, Ireland to battle it out to see who's the better of the two? Is CM Punk really the best in the world? Or is Finn Balor the prince like he says he is? I guess we'll have to wait and see. With that being said, loves, I am going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed my recap of Monday Night Raw. There are a few things I want to tell you before we get out of here. Number one, rumor has it that JC Jane and Blake Monroe are being looked at to be called up to the main roster. And rumor has it that y'all favorite NXT superstar Jada Parker is being brought back to television. NXT is in desperate need of superstars, megastars, because they are gutting them right now as we speak. Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Obafemi, all of NXT's biggest stars are gone. It just so happens that they all black. And then you have currently Jordan Grace, who was able to come up onto the SmackDown roster. And possibly very soon, you will have JC Jane and Blake Monroe taking their place on the Raw and SmackDown rosters. Now, I don't know exactly what they're doing in terms of solidifying and creating their new superstars, but NXT is working to build their new mid-card champions and their new mid-card stars, giving Ethan Page a massive set of superstars to compete against. And we all know that Ricky Saint is probably going to be the next leader of the NXT roster for some time coming, until he also will be pulled up from the NXT roster. Now, I don't know how it's going to work out per se, but I'm hoping that Shawn Michaels starts to build that roster back up. For a little while, I don't think Lola Vice is going anywhere. Neither is Kaylani Jordan. And of course, I believe that Jada Parker is probably going to be leading the charge. I do think that they should pull up Fallon and JC Jane together, leave Lainey Reed in NXT, and let that play out as it is. What I find for the women's roster is that they're more set to have someone move into that space of being one of the top girls than the men are. And I think that's the problem. The lack of preparedness on the men's side is troubling. But is it 1,000 times bad? No. But it does let you know where they're headed. Tony D'Angelo and Ricky are the only ones who have been circling that men's championship ever since Obafemi got it back. Now you have an opportunity to really build up that main event side of your men's roster. And they need to start doing that on Tuesday. Now, when they go after the title for Ethan Page, that's okay. That landscape is broad, but they got to start focusing on building up that main event scene for the men. Ethan Page needs to drop that North American Championship at some point, and he also needs to be orbiting that NXT Championship again at some point. He's worked hard enough, solidified himself enough, and built up enough to be able to say that he can do that. I'm just saying. So that's why we were telling folks to chill when they were going on with the narrative of black male stars. Exactly. Now them folks is silent. Girl, it only takes one. Wow. Anyways, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming over here. I appreciate you sitting here babbling with me. Remember what I said about Adam Pearce, because I promise you it is going to come up. It is going to come up next Monday. Now, next week, you're going to have Becky Lynch facing off against Maxine Dupree. CM Punk is going to be facing off against Finn Balor. And also, I saw that Otis and Akira Tozawa have laid a challenge out to the Usos. It seems that Jimmy was not there. They were only talking to Jay. And for whatever reason, when I saw it, James seemed quite nervous about talking to them about a championship opportunity. He said he would talk to his brother and they would consider it. So it looks like next week you might have another championship match as well with the tag team titles. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be an interesting match for sure. Now, Friday's going to be interesting. Cody Rhodes is no longer the champion and Drew McIntyre is. And of course, Jacob Fatu has got to answer for helping Drew McIntyre become champion. That's got to suck on Jacob's part. With that being said, there's one more thing and I have to go. This Thursday on AMC, TNA is going to finally debut on cable television again. So if you ain't got nothing to do, go ahead and watch it. And then on Friday, after I cover SmackDown, I will also cover TNA. And I think you guys will enjoy that show too. It's much different from WWE, but I like it because it's campy and it's fun. And I think you will enjoy it too. So do me a favor and support TNA. If not for TNA, then do it for the wrestlers because they need their paychecks. Furthermore, Cedric Alexander has re-signed with TNA. So he's staying with the company, which means we get to see more of Cedric Alexander wrestling in TNA. Plus, I got a few things to tell you about what I know about TNA. Last week, the Order 4 was getting attacked by Elias. The Elias ran them out of the building on a horse and literally chased them down the street. It was some of the most hilarious shit I've seen in a long time. Amazing. Now, there is a match set for Frankie Kazarian and Mike Santana to battle it out for the TNA Championship. But Dolph Ziggler has made it very clear that he's going to call his shot as soon as that title is handed to the rightful owner. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. I will say this. I'm disappointed that they haven't gone through with the declaration that Mike Santana made about taking out everybody that cost him his title. I know he's going after Frankie, but in my opinion, you still have Tyson and Tariq running around. You still have Lexus King. You still have old boy. You still have Stacks. Why aren't you taking them out one by one and stringing their asses up in the rafters somewhere? Like, I don't understand why you made the declaration and then nothing followed through. Like, what's tea? I guess we'll figure it out once we watch it on Thursday. I don't know. But y'all make sure y'all rate, comment, and subscribe. Head on over to my page, okay? Because over on my YouTube right now, I'm going to share the screen and show y'all. I just posted a full video. It's only 16 minutes of the $1 million scandal, the welfare fraud case that's right now going on with Ted DiBiase Sr. and his two sons. All right. So if you want to know all about that and you want the full details, you got to head over to my channel to go and check it out. It's the first video on my page because I just put it up today. And I did just put the link in the comments. So you are more than welcome to go and check it out for yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for Freestyle Wednesday. And of course, we cover NXT. Now, one more thing. Down for the Count is returning the last week of January. We're going to go over Royal Rumble, tell you our predictions and picks, where we see it heading, all that good shit. We're going to talk about all of that the last week of January. We're going to have some nice stuff coming for Down for the Count as well. So now I'm gone for sure. Okay, bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.